Once Upon a Deadpool is one of those films that nobody was asking for and nobody really expected, but it's one that just came. And for many, is the question is this a cash grab, or is this actually a good continuation of Deadpool, a good version, a good cut of Deadpool? And the questions are out there. And of course, I went to the films. I was not really expecting this film, but when it was announced, I found it to be very hilarious. The idea, just the idea, and some of those trailers the teaser trailers prior to the film, actually kind of enticed me to come to the theater. And I really can say that there's a lot of good things in this film, but also a lot of bad things in this film. And I want to point those out. For the pros, the film has a good feel. You know, it's definitely Deadpool 2 at its core. All the elements of Deadpool 2 are here. Even though there are some elements that have been cut just to fit into the PG-13 rating, this film still maintains the same elements that made the second one great. As I mentioned in my review of Deadpool 1, Deadpool 1 was a much better film overall, in my opinion. Much better than Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 rises up, you know, even higher with the antics. He brings more antics into the film, but it necessarily makes it a much better film. So Deadpool, Once Upon a Deadpool has the same elements of the second one, and it really, at its core, it's the same story, the same elements, the same characters, which actually made that second one great. Also, I really like the interactions between Ryan Reynolds and Fred Savage. It is really, really funny. There are really funny moments in there in conversations, and there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of comebacks and a lot of jokes thrown at each other. Definitely make that film very enjoyable. And I was really surprised at how the comedic elements in Fred Savage, who, you know, he was really on point, and he was up to par with the, you know, in this case with Ryan Reynolds. Definitely was one of the best parts of the film. I love the interactions of all the other characters. Every person is really on point. Definitely was good. I really like those moments. The film as a whole, it's pretty funny, it's pretty entertaining. It's a popcorn film that really anybody can enjoy, even with all the different accommodations and the parts that have been cut and the things that were added. There were a lot of really, really, really funny moments. Now, on the cons, of course, you know, although the film has great parts, and I'm very happy that they did a PG-13 version of this. As you may know, I mentioned this before even Deadpool 1 came out. I was a big believer that a Deadpool PG-13 version would be a much better fit for the market. But of course, Deadpool, they decided to go with the R-rated version, and it is not a bad film. It's definitely a good film. The rating really kind of gave them the room for them to do whatever they wanted to do with both films. So now here it feels that everything has been put back a little bit, that they have just hold their horses and they just kind of hold in the cart and they're just waiting to see what happens. So there's a lot of choppiness throughout the film, and you can feel it even though there's parts that have been added to kind of give some weight to the film, and also the funny moments between Fred Savage and Ryan Reynolds. There's a lot of times where you feel that the film, it's actually it's cut in half. You know, it's cut in different parts where it doesn't, you know, it doesn't evolve from beginning to end very smoothly. It just feels that there are moments there's something missing. Now, for those that have watched Deadpool 2, you can notice the cuts. You can see the cuts. You can see the difference. Probably someone that didn't watch it, they don't see it, but someone that has watched the original can really see the difference. And there are moments with the movie really feels like it's a bit, it's trying to gain speed, and all of a sudden it comes to a halt and then moves again. So you feel that throughout the film. Also, one of the other things that the cons, even though they are promoting this as a PG-13 film, there's some edginess still in the film. There's parts in the film where actually the film is actually making fun of itself, you know, in making fun of all the pretty much the rating in itself. And there's times where actually the jokes are pretty much even above, you know, on the edge with the R rating. So it kind of plays with the rating. It makes fun of itself. It's a parody of pretty much the previous movie, and a parody of the entire genre of, you know, films, superhero films, and pretty much the Hollywood rating of films. So in those moments you feel that it's still be edgy, and it's not going forward. Another of the things that I really find that really this rating, now that they have pretty much dumbed down this, nerfed down this movie, you can notice now that the movie is still lacking in the story department, that there's a lack of it. And even on one of the jokes from Fred Savage, he kind of makes fun of the film because of it. which was kind of funny, because then you realize that there's a lot of cheesiness throughout the movie, and the plot is very predictable. It's a lot of cliches, and the story, although there's a good message in it, is also very cliche, and it's something that we have seen many, many times before. So that makes you think that this is more than just a cash grab in the end. It really kind of points out that the film was really created with a purpose of an R rating in mind. So now it's been brought down, you know, they tone it down, they took parts out, so you feel that the movie is incomplete. Yes, it is a good version for television. It is a good movie, pretty much for, you know, to kind of watch with the family. You don't have that edginess that you had before. Of course, that it was extreme before. It still has some edginess, and perhaps this is, you know, this is clearly not for children. But yeah, you can watch that with your teenagers, and you know they will have no problem with it. So those are the things where I found the movie is still lacking. You know, it is not better than the previous one, the original version. It is just a dumbed down version of it, which kind of makes it in many ways a little disappointing. And in conclusion, Once a Deadpool is definitely a popcorn film. One that you definitely gonna enjoy. If you haven't really watched the originals, you're gonna enjoy. If for those that watch the originals, then it's still gonna be fun because it's funny. You know, it's Deadpool and add some other extras. If you're a big Deadpool fan like I am, you're definitely gonna have fun with it. Although there's some limitations. I enjoy some of the things and some of the jokes, though some were very clever, but at the same time I felt that it was you know, toned down at some points too much, that they cut some of the jokes of the originals. They actually play out the part within the film. So it's kind of like, you know, you take and you give. There's good things and there's also bad things. In my opinion, if you are asking for, if you're looking for a movie for the holidays, if you're looking to, you know, right now that we have so many films, I would say that probably it's not the film to go and watch if you have, you know, limited income. And if you're looking for one film in particular, there are other better films out there. You have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which has been, you know, I haven't really watched yet, but I'm going to review as well. And it's a great film, a family film, and a lot of people are praising it, and I will find out more about it. Also, you know, you have Bumblebee, which a lot of people are loving the film, and also Aquaman, who is going to be the biggest film in the season. So there's a lot of competition, and it's not the only movies. There's other movies out there. So it's definitely not one that I would say, you know, it's a must watch. You know, I think you can still wait when it comes out on Blu-ray, DVD, or on streaming services, and you're gonna have enjoyment. If you already watched the originals, definitely it is gonna be a little dumbed down. If you have the income and you just like the, you know, the idea of watching it, then by all means, you know, it's definitely a good one. In my opinion, this is clearly a 7 out of 10. You know, it's a good movie, you know, just to watch it. It's not better than the original. I would say the original is a 7.5. And if you watch my review of the original, Deadpool 1 is an 8. Well, so a 7, which is not bad. It's still a good movie. Some people might just disagree, might probably put it lower than that. But ultimately, it's just a popcorn film that you can probably watch once in a blue moon. Not necessarily a one that is a must watch, particularly in this season. So thanks for watching. You know, but what do you think about this? You know, do you agree with my opinion? Have you watched it yet? Are you going to watch it? Are you excited to watch it? Or are you just simply going to wait until it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray? Just share your thoughts with me. So once again, thank you. God bless you, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.